Oh, good morning. Ooh, I think I got that. I did something to the camera and whacked it all wonky or something. I don't know what. I don't know what I did. But good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, Morning Mindset. This is August 16th edition, so we're officially halfway through the month, right? Because there's 31 days. Yeah. So 16 puts us at 32. So we're halfway through August. Welcome, Morning Mindset. Remember, when you get in here, here's what I need from you. Because if you've been here, you know. And you know who you are, and you know where you're from, and you know what's in your cup and what the weather is like in your area. It was mid 60s, a little chilly when I let dogs out earlier. It's not bad. You know, August chilly. And White Monster in a cup. But I don't have a cup, it's in a can. Whatever. The other thing, which I feel is the most important thing and why we're all here, right, is 5 things. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? So for us, I've got supplies that need to be ordered. I need to work on the website some. I've got to sublimate some pins. Pins, that is Pins, some pins. I've got to set up for the bundle drop tomorrow. And I've got to press shirts. So, or Corey's got to press shirts. That's what we got to get done today. We got shirts that need pressed. We got bundle drop to be set up for. Get the website. There's a couple things. We're still working on that. Should be within a week. We should have everything rocking there. But yeah, that's ours. So what are your 5 things that you are going to accomplish? That's really important. And then we do general chit chat, see how everybody's doing. Thank you all who came last night to Tuesday with Todd. I know we kind of flipped up the script at the last minute, but hey, you know, I think that it was kind of the way to do it. Is we started with that first sales process. We had the sales script. We had, you know, overcoming objections. So we had, I felt like a lot of great information in that last night. So if you listened, you know, last night, you watched or your team replay on it, let me know. What do you think? You know, where do you rate last night's show? For those that missed it, we are going to set up. I'm working on a landing page today where then you can just download the doc and have it on there. And then what it was the sales script that you're able to modify to fit your needs, your business, your personality. But it's that starting point for that, and then kind of the objections that you're going to run into, and then how to overcome those. So I'm working on getting those set up, and then be able to be rock solid and go from there. But yeah, how are you doing this morning? We're feeling good, feeling fine. I did not sleep well at all. I had been kind of sort of in a good sleep pattern, which was it's always a plus. But the past, I don't know, maybe like week or so, I'm falling to that back into no more than like 2 hours of sleep in a row, and it's just and then I'm up for like half hour, 45 minutes, and then I'm back into it because my mind's going, my mind, and I'm just trying to write stuff down, and then, you know, maybe go back to sleep. So I'm tired today. Maybe I should put a nap on my schedule, but hey, we'll get it all figured out. We will get it all figured out. So let's check in. We'll check in, see how everybody's doing this morning. Darren, good morning to you. Darren, hopefully that email made sense. Darren had submitted something for yard signs, and I'm not sure what program those were designed in, but that effect I'm not able to replicate exactly like that. And the one that it just doesn't look as good. So I think the easiest thing to do is just design them all, send them just how you did in that, and then boom, we just go that way with it. That way we know it's good. Converted all to curves too, because I noticed there's something I think in the outlines of one of them was a little wonky. But other than that, we'll go through. We'll get it all figured out. Darren's got 64 and sunny there in Topeka, and his 5 things are design a station logo, go hang a tree swing I made for a client, awesome, and pick up shirt blanks. Well, that sounds like a great day so far. And Barb from North Central Minnesota. Barb will be on our country tour next year. That's I set that goal on every day. Like, I think I just need to buy an RV because renting one was like $8,000. I can buy one for like $8,000, and then I can just use it and sell it. So we'll see how that all plays out. I got to start working out the details for it. But it's partly cloudy, and it's headed to the low 80s with possible thunderstorms later today. And we changed it up. Orange Monster in the cup. Ooh, and water on the side. I don't know if I've had Orange Monster. It's usually you know, the black can or the white can. I don't know if I've had an orange one. Is it like a dreamsicle? What's it taste like? And Barb says, Darren, I thought of your dog after mine decided she needed to roll in bear poo. Needless to say, he didn't like the scrub down with a scrub brush, soap, and water. Hold up. Bears? So we've traveled, you know, quite a bit with Corey, and that's the thing. We've gone up north Wisconsin. When she was down in Gatlinburg and that stuff, all she wants to do is see a bear out in the wild, and I don't think she has got to see it yet. So that is definitely on the goal list of next year's when we travel around. Get her somewhere where she can see bears out in public and out in the woods or out in nature, whatever you want to call it, just not behind bars in a zoo. But Barb's got bears now too, so and bears close enough that the dogs roll into the bear poo. I don't have. I'm too city. I'm way too city apparently. Renee, good morning to you from sunny Chicagoland. We're at 64 on the way to the low 80s. Water in the bottle, coffee in the cup. And Barb's 5 things. Quotes, spiritware, sublimation patch layouts, embroider patches, and sew patches on a shirt. I also need to review last night's Tuesday with Todd. Love it, love it, love it. What'd you think of it last night, hey? And Yvonne, Central Florida's hot Coke Zero Etsy listings mock-up. Very nice, very, very nice there. And hey, I'm guessing that's Jane S., because that's her hey with the Y's on the back. FU Facebook user, good morning to you as well. Remember, Facebook and StreamYard don't always play nice, and when that happens, we can't see you. But if you head over to a Fat Dad Live, that's going to get you into the YouTube channel. And while you're there, you can go ahead and make sure to like and subscribe, turn on notifications. And when we go live, which we do every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, at this time, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, I'm looking at something else. You'll be notified. Wow, man. Wow. It's like I didn't eat any frogs, but there's like a frog caught in my throat, and it just does not feel good. Let's go. What's going on this screen? Okay, there we go. I think we're back. I think we're back officially. But what else we got here, Darren? So I'm thinking about redoing the countertops at my station. Oh, that's a video process. You need to do that. Create that vlog series for it. Release a video every day. That's what you can do. I know what you can do. Barb said last night's show was awesome. Looking forward to the rest of the series. Sweet. And Dawn, good morning to you. Dawn, I'm going through emails. I saw that you sent one in, so I'll be able to get you your quotes on that. That's not on my 5 list, but it's on my normal list. So getting through orders now. Then the way it usually works is I'll go through orders that come through the website first, how I got to set those up. I'll go through website orders, then I'll go through quotes, and then I move over to emails. So I've got one more thing to set up for artwork, go through, and then I've got to work on the quotes and then in the email. So you should have something here this morning, my morning, your morning. Yeah, you're behind us, so your morning. Darren, I understood the email. Them, that's another story. I think they're just going to leave the glow off. That works perfect. Hey, Zeus, good morning to you, my friend. How are you doing this morning? T-Town, good morning. We're at 63 in Toledo, Ohio, and he's got coffee in the cup. And who's ready for vacation? Labor Day is coming. We're just a few short weeks away because we've got, so our kids start school next Friday. Yeah, who starts school on a Friday? And then the following week is Labor Day weekend. So yeah, they go back to school and then they're off for 3 days. And then that starts kind of this travel season that we're looking at because that second week in September, and this is where this quarter, for the rest of the year, I need to be better on video and things that we do. So that's when we're headed down to the Misfit Makers birthday bash, and that'll be in Joplin, and that's that following weekend. So we'll be down there for that. And I think 2 weeks later from that, Corey's headed down to Nashville. And then nothing October, November is going to be the Disney cruise. But I need all of my TRW faithfuls to reach out to Matt on every live between now and November 12th to say you'd like to have an open house on November 12th because it looks like we're going to be in the area. Looks like Polar is going to be in the area. So what better time to have an open house and just say, hey, we're just going to have an open house. And the more pressure we put on, the more likely that's going to happen. And I think that'll start today because I think there's an all-star training or an MVP training or some kind of training today. So I'll make sure to start putting that bug in the ear. And the more you do it, the better chance that we can make that happen. And he will love that. And Barbie, no bears here. Bobcats, coyote, deer, once in a blue moon, and elk or mountain lion. Dude, I got deer. Got deer, foxes, coyotes, snapping turtles, snakes. That's my wildlife, I think. And that's just because, we've got the woods leading up to the river that's down by us. So, yeah, raccoons, those trash pandas, man, they get into everything. It is kind of, as we get here more into fall, early mornings here, like on Wednesday. Wednesdays are trash day. And where you go to the end of our court and come out, that's the beginning of the woods, the lake, everything that's right there. But you'll see deer that'll be out on Tuesday nights and then Wednesday morning getting in the trash, and the nightlife is lively with the animals here on Tuesday night and the Wednesday morning for trash day. And Barb says, we have a lot of bears in the area. Asawatu cubs keep coming in the yard. We have deer, coyotes, wolves, fox, bobcats, wild turkeys that come to the yard. I live in the country. Bears that come in the yard. We're going to need pictures of these bears, Barb. We need pictures of these Barbs. Okay, I know you're busy, but I hope I did it right. I'm sure you did it right. If not, we'll reach out to you. That's all part of it. Yeah, I figured the fix was a fox. Yeah, she's in north central Minnesota. I say this every time, Renee. She's in north central Minnesota. And oh, for sure. Yeah. And north central Minnesota, right? By Leech Lake, one of the larger lakes. But there's 10,000 of them. So, yeah, I know where that is. Detailed. Just had my hockey guy want to see what stock I had. What a good thing I did. He picked out probably 50 random hats, 10 random tumblers I made of. If only I had a storefront, maybe that. Well, maybe that would happen here. Well, here it happened more. But here's the problem, on a storefront. Customers. Yeah, we have customers, but we also have customers that now just come in and hang out that just want nothing other than your time. And so you run into that production issue. Now you make sure to hire. If you get somebody to hire and to put in that spot where they deal with all that, perfect. But if not, it's a constant, hey, I start production, I got to stop production. Where I really ran into that was when we had the mall and wide format printing. That Roland will just do its thing. I don't have to worry too much about it. But we had the Pro Spangle, and that thing's super temperamental. Think single head embroidery, but it is like 5 needle, because I think that's what it's just 5 reels on it. 5 needle single head embroidery. So it is. So it's constantly doing this, and you had to babysit it and watch it because if things didn't set right, spangles flip. So there was no real walking away from it. And for us, we were doing production on it. So very rarely did it run less than a dozen pieces. And when I would have a customer come in, I could just hear. I could hear when the film caught. I could hear it. And there's nothing I could do. So what I did learn to do was to get a smart outlet, and I could put it on there and on my phone, because I'd usually have my phone in my pocket whenever we're talking to customers or that. I could hear it and I could shut it off, so it just would stop. And then I could go figure out what was going on with it, because it was going to need reset anyway. But just to hear something screwing up and knowing that there was nothing you could do, I don't miss that at all. Well, I love that machine. The only way that we could make it work in our business was if we went all in on everything bling, and that was the majority of everything we offered. Because with those, you got to think, it's almost like embroidery. Every file needs to be built and digitized. And once it's done, but it's still a process of getting there. And there's not a whole lot of people that do that. There's some auto programs in there, but you're still manually manipulating things. And so for something to look good in that, you were spending, $50 to $100 on getting a good, interpretation of what you're trying to get out. And then you're trying to keep your color reels to change minimals, because there's only 5 on there. So anything more than that, so you had an option of 5 colors or 3 sizes. You wanted to try and have that good mix in there. It became more hassle than it was worth. And, that's going through the summer of 2020. That's when we really started picking up more on the DTF side of things. And we said, hey, that's what we're gonna go in on. And so we sold the Pro Spangle, and I miss it, but I think I would get another one just for projects, not so much in the wholesale side of it. But I don't know. I really do kind of miss that. I kind of miss that machine sometimes. Hey, Facebook user, good morning to you. Yeah, those mall walkers, man, they were vicious. They were vicious at all. You're way up there. So yeah, North Central. So North Central. That's North Central. It was way up there. So last night, one of the things that we talked about, and we did talk, but we didn't talk about it because we were going off on a tangent, was the whole gatekeeping aspect of things. Now that I will always do my best to give as much information as possible, right? Because I want to help everybody succeed. I want to help them get to places that we weren't, to jump over the speed bumps that stopped us along our way. But there's some stuff, when I work with partners and I develop relationships, and these are nurtured over time, and we feel confident working with each other, and we're able to do work for them and they're able to do work for us, and we've gotten to a point in that relationship where we're trading services at a discounted rate because we're doing work for each other. So I can, in essence, offer things at the same price and still make a little money off it. And people get upset with, like, well, where did you have it done at? Well, I'm not going to tell you. Like, I developed this relationship. We make and we sell this product, and just because you know that we don't do it in house doesn't mean I'm going to give you our supplier information so you can go do it yourself. Chances are the price isn't going to be the same anyway because we've built that relationship. But two, that's our business. Now we're taking money out of our pocket, and I get it. Everybody wants to get everything done for as cheap as possible. I don't understand why. Like, nothing always comes down to service. Here's the pricing on things. Here's how we can do it. Here's how it works. You're buying the service from us. But to be put in those positions where or said, hey, why don't you just tell us what are you trying to charge us for on this? Well, on a training series, like, with OSG, there's a lot of that back end stuff that goes with it. There's hundreds of hours, that are wrapped up in the training materials, building out slides, building out trainings, managing a website, all the back end stuff of it. And that stuff just isn't given free. Like, you have to pay for it. So that's where, we trade out knowledge for payment, and payment pays to be able to keep knowledge going. And so there's some free stuff that gives away, and then there's other stuff that's a paid training on it. It it I don't know where this all started from, and I think it became COVID really pushed it kind of the forefront, because that's when people started looking overseas to bring a lot of stuff in. And I have mixed emotions with it. Have we brought stuff in from overseas? Yeah. Have we been burnt on stuff from overseas? Absolutely. Has it been anything that we've sold, for blanks and that out there? No. And because I'm not in that game to have enough understanding of, okay, how much do I need to stock here to have this? I'm not in the blanks game. I don't want to be in it. I thought maybe at one point I did, but the amount of inventory that you need to keep on hand, it just isn't cost effective unless that's all you're doing. You're like, well, where are you getting it from? Who are you getting it from? I'll just get it there. Well, no, I can still have the opportunity to sell that. I still have other people that we're working with where I might make, $1 an order, but like, we put in all the legwork. We did all the work. We did everything to find it. Like, I don't know. What's your whole feeling on that? Like, where is that line on what to give up versus not to give up? You know, for us, we will help everybody as much as we can, but there's certain things where I'm just like, no, hey, when there's things that we do in house with our partners, and the screen printed transfers are one of those. We have a partner that, we do all of their DTF. They take care of all our screen printing. They can do screen printed transfers for us. Now, are there more value friendly options out there? Yes. And am I going to tell you about them? No. Why am I going to tell you, well, hey, you can go here and do it? If you find them on your own, great. But I have to start looking out for everything, where yes, there are options out there for it, but we've got partnerships in place that, we want to be able to keep those in there and to recommend going somewhere else. I'm like, hey, yeah, we're able to help you with it, but I don't want to. So when somebody reaches out and be like, hey, this, have you ever worked with this company? And I said, yes, we were able to work with them. I said, but we're using something local because it makes sense to us and our business. And yes, they are cheaper than what we have. That's where I can live at. So then that's what I know. You're not buying from me for the value I provide, the knowledge, any of that. You're just price shopping. So I'm not going to tell you about it, but if you decide to go there, you decide to go there. It's the same thing with embroidery. It's the same thing with wide format printing. It's the same thing with DTF. We put partnerships in place to help our business grow, and just to, yeah, here's everything we've learned over the 16 years, and you can just have it and go with it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just jaded on some of that, but I've always felt that I've done a lot for the community and tried my damnedest to keep everything positive for people, to show them, hey, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and do in general good things. Somebody gets pissed because I don't give them information on stuff. I don't know. Marianne, hello, good morning. She jumped on from YouTube. Barb says, I don't have a storefront, but I have samples hanging in my shop. Yeah, and we would have samples but like a bunch of randos, right? That's it was always that I'm going to order, a couple extra of these, and yeah, we'll use these again, and that was ours. And that was the other thing on the retail side of it was things that I didn't think about before opening up a retail store, and things I didn't think about before taking, a 400 square foot store to a 3,500 square foot store. Hangers were one of the biggest expenses that I didn't calculate into opening up a place. I mean, we had what, $12,000, $14,000 in inventory in the store just to make it look full. It was like, okay, here's all the school colors that we can do with this. Here's all that, and I didn't dare decorate anything because I don't know what people want. So there's the wall of transfers, the wall of designs. You pick from that. We put it on this. Good to go. Easy enough there. But hangers, blanks, it's just money sitting there tied up for it. So it was things I didn't think about at that time, and I should have. I should have known better. Like inventory, I knew that was going to happen. Hangers, for whatever reason, just boggled my mind, and I completely forgot about it. Marianne's got 76 in sunny Charlotte on her anniversary. Well, happy anniversary to you, Mary. What anniversary is it? And Christy, good morning in Memphis. We're at 69 and beautiful. I love when it is beautiful. I love 69 and being beautiful. Oh, God. It's there. You can still wear a hoodie if you want to. You don't have to. It's beautiful. 5 things. She's got stickers. She's got engrave 40-ounce tumblers. She's got admin crap, right? I mean, that's part of it. Continue prepping for Labor Day festival. Oh, and I forgot the last one. Coffee. Get that coffee in you. Yvonne said, "Yeah, you worked hard for your knowledge and trade secrets. Do not give it up." Yeah, I mean, that's this. I always hate when newbies on Facebook want others just to tell them everything they learned. Done years of research to learn from our craft. Yeah, if you 100%. If you feel good, it's worth it. That's the way I am, right there. The guy that's in our mall never sees him doing anything. Was the guy that's in our mall never see him doing anything? Was business okay for you? Okay, so the mall is good. I can't say this now because you got to think this is pre-COVID, and things have a lot's changed since then. Our mall is a dying mall. We've got 2 malls here. They're owned by the same people. One mall is a busy mall. It's across the river. The other one is a dying mall. They need to focus. When we were there, we tried to get them to focus more on the local businesses because it had some of the best rates in the city for rent. Though there was nothing bringing it in. Like you didn't have a real big reason to come there. One of the big things is I think right now there is only 1 or 2 food places in there. We had a nice food court. They took that out. I think that's when everything went downhill. Now, was it worth it? Did it get our name out there? Yeah. Did it add legitimacy to our business? Yes. Was it worth it? Yes and no. I can say that we picked up customers for sure from having the storefront, but a lot of the throughout the week we were still doing so much online that we were using it for production. So we might get throughout the week of people coming in, um, maybe 10 orders or something like that. So nothing big by any means. And it depended on the season. Like the weeks of homecoming, we were always busy because we sold the local school stuff. So, it was just busy things like that. The school season really helped us because we would have, here's the designs for football and baseball and soccer and softball on the walls, and they could pick that and pick the school and go from there. So it was there. So basically September through December was busy. September, back into school. We're getting through fall. We're getting Christmas presents. We're getting that. And then it would kind of die out there for 2 months. And then it would kind of pick back up in spring sports. And then it was hit or miss. Traffic wise in the mall, the fourth quarter was great. Deadsville the rest of the time. There was a lot of issues where we would have in the morning before we open, there could be 200 mall walkers in there. And as soon as we open up the gates, they're walking in and they're coming in and chit chatting with you. And it was a different scenario where it was just like this, just, hey, you're taking up time. You're just sitting in here hanging out and it's just not fun. But what do you do? Right. It's part of being that business. Um, I liked our little shop. That one that we had was 400 square foot because we were only open by appointment only. So people do everything online. Okay, we can set up here for pickups. We can set up here for meetings, whatever we need to do. But it allowed us for production. And then on Saturday, we were open from 9 to 1, and those were for pickups. Those would general public come in, pick things up. Now, there was times that we would be open at night. Hey, we're going to be open 4 to 6 tonight. It was usually during like homecoming week. So that way people could come in, order stuff, pick things up. But for us, it got testy on it because there wasn't much you could do in the mall. You're stuck with mall politics, the way things work. For us, they wanted us because they based something like trash on the cost of your trash is on the size of your building or the size of your area. So, and there were some instances where trash in our business, that there's not a whole lot because everything that comes in for us goes back out the door. Shirts come in, they get decorated, they go out, transfer. So there is a little waste on it, but not a whole lot. Like we might have had a bag of trash a week, and it was like $400 a month is what they wanted for a trash fee. I'm like, I'm paying more for trash than what I am for my internet and my phone and my cable. I'm paying, almost a third of what I'm paying in rent and trash. I'm like, it boggled my mind, and that was part of it. Other politics, they want you there, set hours for the mall. From the time the mall's open to the time the mall's closed, we were able to get it in our contract. Hey, we're only going to be open from this time to this time. And the reason I got that, I'm like, there's a Chick-fil-A in here. They're never open on Sunday. So we can use that to our advantage. How can we set hours for it? And now at that time, we ran into things where, they, especially during Christmas, they wanted places open at 7 in the morning and they were open till midnight. So they wanted us there 7 in the morning to midnight. That's not happening. Our most productive time was prior to 10 a.m. to the mall closing, and then after 5, because we were open 10 to 5. Those were our store hours that we were open. And before and after is when we were most productive, because during the day it could go haywire with just people coming in and not getting stuff done. So Corey and I'd work over there. She'd leave at 2, go take the kids to school, or go pick the kids up from school. And then, I was usually done at 5 and then come home, work some more. The other thing is when we got businesses, we wanted to make sure that we had access, because some of them didn't have external access. So if you wanted to go after hours, you had to get with mall security, you had to get it approved, you had to do all this. It was kind of a pain. So having our own entrance really helped out as well. I don't regret doing it by any means. It helped us grow, it helped us learn. We had a fun time when we were there. I mean, we were there for 3 years. And it just toward the end, we were really pushing more online stuff. And that's when we said, do we really, really need to be here? And the answer was no, we did not need to be there. So hopefully that answered some questions there for you. I just rambled on, didn't I? Rachel, good morning, everyone. Currently 73, high 106. Whoa, nothing in my cup. Ready, and it's my fun's first day of school. Well, congratulations. Hopefully it is a fun first day. I'm sure you got pictures. So we've got a little over a week and a half left. So we're getting into crunch time where it's all right, let's start getting the kids back in a schedule. Let's start getting ourselves back in the schedule, because summer, I don't know about you guys, but summer is bad for us. When it's not getting dark until 9 o'clock at night, it's tough. There's been a lot of days this summer where we're not eating dinner until 9:30. Kids aren't getting to bed until midnight, 1 o'clock, because hey, we're still up, we're still out there, or that's one of the beautiful things about being our own bosses. We set our own schedule. And so when we can, in our neighborhood, there's a couple of retired people, there's some 20s, 30s, 40s couples. There's other people that work from home. There's teachers, so they were off on break, and so the kids, we just sit outside. The kids would play, and you just keep it going. And now I'm like, we need to get back in the schedule, because we've got about a week and a half till school starts back up, and no craziness right there. Well, congratulations, 9 years married, 16 together, which Corey and I, we haven't figured out. I think we've got 12 years together, and it'll be 4 years married. In February, which we're going to Mexico. Once we get all the details, we'll let you guys know. We'll turn it into a business expense. We will have something there. So yeah, congratulations, happy anniversary. And Sparkle Diva, good morning to you. It's 68 there in Pennsylvania. How'd you sell the school stuff? Did you use their logo? Was it just your run off the logo? So we had a couple things. We called the school. We're like, hey, what do we need to do to sell school merch? Because I don't know about how it is in your area, but in my area, I can go into any CVS, I can go into Walgreens, I can go into Walmart, and I can see all of our schools stuff in there. And I'm like, well, how does this work? So we reached out to school and they're like, there's no exclusivity. And that means, we're not telling teams they have to use you, they can use it, but being a public school, you're able to use and print your stuff. And so we talked to the other schools and they're like, yeah, so that's what we did. Reached out to the schools, seen what we could do and what not do. And if we didn't run into anything. The only one was there was a private school, and they're like, "Hey, we got somebody that's going to help out our school and do this and donate some money back." Great. So that's what we did. We were able to donate, give back to it. But all the other ones, we're good to go on it. How whatever you want to do, and so we would cut them checks for it. Thanks for letting helping us, and we'll help support you. And that was kind of the end. That's how we still do it now. Now, logo wise, like from Moline, got an M. Like it's just an M. Moline Maroons. There's not a whole lot you can do with that one. So it did allow for a lot of creative interpretation of it when we do things, because maroon and white are the colors. The maroons, there's not a lot. So what other things can we do to kind of add to it? So we created our own templates so we could change things in and out. But for the most part, that's what we did, is we just reached out to them and said, hey, what's it take to do this? You're a public school. You should be able to do it, no problem. Barb says, I live by a tourist town, normally a population of about 2,500. Summertime, it gets crazy. We can see $8,000 to $10,000 increase. Ooh, we also have a casino and moon dance jam. Very nice. Um, what are we here? I think our area, our general area here is 500,000, I think is where it is. So nowhere near as big as what some areas are. But we're mid-size. I say we're a decent sized market. We've got five central cities and everything. Then all the other stuff around. I think within 45 minutes, I don't know, because in 45 minutes we can get to Iowa City, 45 minutes we can get to Kewaunee, 45 minutes to Galesburg. There's a lot with us, but yeah, we're city but still country. I can still see farmland every time. And Barb says, I have a small dumpster, so I call for trash pickup every 2 weeks, $34 a pickup. We did not have that option. Not at all. He says the summer in the north of USA is not fun. I think it's fun. I love going up north. It's not nearly as warm, and it's been a couple summers since we did it. And heading up to the Dells, heading up farther the doors, up to Minocqua. I love going up there, and I think that's going to be on our bucket list. Is you need to own a house up there on what is it, Big Lake Germain, because you can use it all year long. In the summertime, basically from spring you got fishing, summer you got summer, fall you've got hunting, and winter you've got sleds. So I mean, it just makes sense to get a house and do an Airbnb on it. Yep, snow. In Illinois, it's weird because here where you're, because you're up by Chicago, right? Yeah, you're up by Chicago. We get that climate zone. So in Illinois, northern Illinois, they get snow. At southern Illinois, they don't get a whole lot of snow. So there's a huge discrepancy in everything in Illinois from north to south. Because we go 5 hours south, and you're at that climate change where there's not a whole lot of weather. So I need to move south. We'll see how that works out. We've been working on getting back to the school schedule 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, it's a tough schedule to get adjusted to it, and ours are pretty good. They go to sleep, but they like sleeping in. What kid doesn't like sleeping in? Jesus, Barb said she wouldn't trade living in Minnesota. I like the 4 seasons. Plus, there's a lot to do in the winter. If I had a second home, it'd be in Idaho and Alaska. And that's the thing. I think when people grow up in those areas, they know that there's a lot of stuff to do. I'm just over winter. I don't mind like snow. I don't mind that. What I hate is the wind. Like wind just drives me insane. I really get there. Try summer in the South. I can handle summer in the South. Why? Because we get summer here too, where we're in 100 degrees. We get the humidity. We've got we've got two types of weather here. And Renee, tell me if I'm wrong, but we have winter in July. Like that's it. It's like it's either cold or it's hot, and you're breathing through a wet towel, and it's gross. So when we have these days like this where it is nice, it's very comfortable and enjoyable. Yeah, the heat. Yeah, there's times when we've been walking around, and depending on which parking lot you walk through, is if you stick to it or not, and things are melting. Yep, that is crazy how we can get it here. I wish I can sleep in. I know. I say that all the time. I'm like, what is sleeping in? Like my sleeping in is if I sleep in till 6, that's sleeping in for me. Doesn't matter what time I go to bed. Like last night, um, I think it was a little after 1, and then I got up at 3, and then I didn't go back to sleep until 4, and then the alarm went off at 5, and it was just away for a long night. So, like I said, I might try and get everything done and schedule in a nap. Otherwise, I think I just might be dragging all day. We'll see how it goes. Why is that banner still up there? I didn't realize that banner was still up there. It's just been hanging out there. But yeah, that's what we got. What else do we got here? Yeah, right. There's no real spring or fall anymore. There isn't. I mean, we've had Halloweens where it has been like 80 degrees, and then the next year there's been 2 inches of snow on the ground. Right, like my birthday in November, we've had years where it's been gorgeous out, and years where there's snow on the ground. Um, St. Patrick's Day is kind of the tipping for us, where we know it's going to start getting nicer. And then there's been years at the parade where it's 85 degrees and amazing, and years where there's snow on the ground. So, yeah, it is. I can't say I wouldn't change anything, but I'm to a point now where if I can set the business up right, I'm moving. I'm moving somewhere warm all the time, like 10, 15 acres, pole barn, whatever. We'll see how it is. Colorado has the best climate I've lived in. I'm from Tennessee, but don't tell anyone because we already have too many moving here. I don't want to move to Colorado. The price is going ridiculous. Everything is going up and up and up. We've got friends in Colorado. I also had family that lived. What's that? Alamosa, Anamosa. Ended with an osa, but I believe it was on the west side of the mountains. So they didn't get much snow at all. Super dry, super deserty, super cheap, but it was like on the Denver side of things. That's when everything was ridiculously expensive. But it's nice. I could definitely have some fun when one of the people that I go down these TikTok rabbit holes, and on if you go through my stuff, it's business, cars, food. Business, cars, food. That's kind of my YouTube viewing is business, cars, food. But one of the people I follow is a recovery team for off-road recovery team, and they're out in Utah. And when I see that, I'm like, man, it looks so gorgeous out there. And then it totally throws me off because I see desert and then I see tons of snow, and I'm like, I don't know about that. I like the other part of it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. See, we got winter ice fishing, snowmobiling, ice car racing, snowshoeing, sleigh rides, hockey, curling, ice skating, sledding, snowball fights, etc. All right, so let's go through this ice fishing. I don't mind that so much, especially as I got older. And by older, I said, going from our middle years or my single digits to like my mid-teens, we'd go ice fishing, and the huts have come a long way since we went. It was a hut with a propane heater, and it was fine. Being out in the open ice, I was not doing that. Sleds, oh my god! When I ran the bar 16 years ago, 17 years ago, we were on a snowmobile route. And so in the wintertime, bar was more on the outskirts of town. There's 5 or 6 bars that there was a route that the snowmobilers would take. And once they would go out at the bar that they would start at, that bar would then call and let, hey, everybody, they're out tonight. And so that way you knew, because you were going to expect anywhere from a slow night, maybe 7, on a busy night, it could be 40. And you're talking, middle of the week, because they don't play around. The snow could be here, it could be gone. And so, you're talking, it was just nonstop and cleaning everything up, but it was a blast. We had so much fun, taking the sleds out. But here it's just we have a limited season for it. Ice car racing, never done. Snowshoeing, sleigh rides, I could be down with that. Hockey, yep. So our kids have played hockey, and to combat, since we don't have the snow all the time, we have deck hockey. So that's played, on a court. Curling, dude, I don't know what it is about curling. Every time it's on TV, I just get sucked into it. Ice skating, never ice skated in my life. Sledding, I can do with that. Snowball fights, I'm down. So I don't mind it. I could stand it for a week or two on a vacation, but yeah, I think I enjoyed the nicer, warm temperature activities better. We actually had a really nice spring this year. Summer hasn't been bad this year. Yeah, and we've done decent. We've done decent with stuff, and it hasn't been as bad either. But okay. Man, we've had a good little chat today. Last night, Tuesday with Todd, we got you that information. I'm going to put up a landing page because, hey, if I'm giving you something, I want something in return, and that's going to be, your your email, your phone number, your I think there was another thing on that, and then you'll be able to download that. So we're going to start building our list off of that. If I'm going to give something, if I'm going to, it's going to go back and forth. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. is going to be our bundle drop. In fact, we can kind of give you a sneak peek of some of the stuff that's in this bundle. Let me see which was one of the girls' favorite. There's a witch that's their favorite, and so I think that was one of the ones that was on here. We will do, and we will get it out here. Maybe you'll find it. There's something else that we're going to change colors on. These two. It's what they kind of like. So we've got that one, thick thighs and witch vibes. That'll be in the bundle. And then hey, if you're a freak in the sheets, that's in the bundle as well. And there's some other things, but we were going to go through all those tomorrow at 2 p.m. There will also be an entry for that because we'll give away one of the bundles. So hey, we'll show it off. We'll give it away. The next bundles that we have lined up. So we've got the Halloween one here. There is also going to be a fall one that's coming up and a breast cancer awareness. So those are the next 3 bundles. Tuesday with Todd, we're going to talk repurposing content. So that's what's coming up on next Tuesday with Todd. And we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So we're always on. This week we should be every day. Every day we're going to be here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're going to be here 5 times this week. So hey, that's a nice thing to do or whatever. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? All right. So we got to get to work. You guys have an amazing day. Peace, love, press on. We will see you guys next time.